Hi there. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Larry. If you're new, this is typically a camping channel. I don't normally do reviews, but when a product comes across my email that is something that could benefit the channel, then and it's something I want, then I'll agree to it. And then in exchange for the product, I have to give them a review. So we're here right now to give the review. I do want to thank ICECO. They sent me this freezer combo thing, whatever, 2 months ago. 2 months. And I never once hassled me or anything like that. It is so hard to believe YouTubers when it comes to reviews because they kind of get locked into it. Like typically a company will say, hey, if we give you this product, we'll, you know, and you do a review, then you can get commissions off of it. Plus you get to keep the product. I mean, it's a win-win. They think, okay, this is great. They agree to it. Then the product gets sent out, and it seems like 9 times out of 10, the person that sent the product will email before the product even reaches your doorstep, and they're wondering where the review is, which then forces YouTubers into reviewing the products before they even really get a chance to test them. And then it benefits the YouTuber to sell some because they want that commission off selling products. But the reason why I'm a little bit different is I always tell them I need time to review it. They told me just take the time that I need to review it. No rush whatsoever. And also I told them I do not want the commission. So in order to, well, instead of just saying, okay, thanks, they went around and they switched the whole coupon code link thing or whatever that's going to be down in the description to where it gives you even more of a discount because now they don't have to pay me a commission. And I just feel like that's fair because honestly, if you buy it or if you don't, it doesn't bother me at all. I'm just telling you my opinions on this. And then the way that this review is going to work out is I'll tell you the specs, how to use it, the pros and the cons, and then I will also tell you if I would spend my hard-earned money on this or not. I know you don't know me, but for what it's worth, I'm kind of a cheap and I don't just go frivolously spending money on things that I don't need. This here, to be exact, I'm reading it directly off of their ICECOfreezer.com website. It's a 21-quart Go20 dual-zone portable fridge car freezer by ICECO. No, I did not memorize all this stuff. Judge me if you want. It holds, like I think I may have said on this take, 28 cans, just shy of a 30-pack. It's 22.4 inches wide, 12.6 inches deep, and 12.4 inches tall. It is not gigantically huge, but surprisingly it works really good for what I need it for. I mean, it really just, it's one of those things, personal thing. I mean, if you need a small fridge, this might be the way you want to go. It's 21 quarts or 20 liters, depending on what kind of unit of measurement you use. It says the net weight is 27 pounds. I would have never guessed. I would have bet you almost anything that it was closer to like 15 pounds. It really doesn't seem like it weighs that much. And I don't know if it's the handles are just placed in an ergonomical location or it's well balanced, or if they're saying that's the weight of it with the food. I don't know. Anyways, the cooling range is between 0 degrees Fahrenheit and 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So that should work for all your cooling and refrigeration needs. As for power source, it's DC or AC. And for all those people out there that aren't master electricians, DC is direct current, AC is alternating current. Alternating current is what you get out of your outlets and your wall. And it ranges anywhere from 110 volt to 120 volt acceptance for the alternating current, the plug outlet. As for DC, which is direct current, which is typically ran off of a battery, so whether you have it plugged into the cigarette lighter of your car or your cigarette lighter of your boat, or the cigarette lighter on your power station, or pretty much a cigarette lighter. It's gonna probably be ran off of a battery source, which is DC, and that accepts 12 volt, which is most standard systems, or 24. So that might be good to know if your system's a 24 volt system. It is app controlled, or the ability to control it from an app, which I think is very well thought out. They have the sticker right here on the front, so you don't have to always have the app on your phone. You don't have to always remember where the app is at. I mean, sometimes people might only go camping once a year, so by the time you pull this out of your basement or your garage, you might not remember the app on your phone or where it's at or whatever. So it's very easy. You got the QR codes right here, which all you do is hover your camera phone over it, and then you don't have to take a picture of it, but just hold your camera over it, and then a link will pop up on the screen of your camera, and you just click on that link, and it will take you to the app to download onto your phone, and then it is very easy to use. But just to let you know, I haven't used the app that much. I've looked at it twice since I've had it in the 2 months, and both times I did not really see anything that's not on this display. So I don't think you need the app for really anything unless you just prefer it. Like, let's say this is in a van build or something, and it's buried under the bed, and you're driving all day down the road, and you just want to make sure that the temperatures are right on your freezer or your fridge or whatever, I don't know, or just to make sure it's still running. I could see how it would be beneficial to have it on your phone, where you can just look at it and you don't actually have to go out and open the doors and open up the back of the van to go look at this. Also, since I said it's DC or AC, the plug that is currently got plugged into it right now is the DC plug, which is the cigarette lighter plug, which is plugged in down here at my power station. I'm not gonna pull it out. We all seen what one of those plugs look like. Now the other plug is not just an AC plug. It's an AC plug adapter. So it does have the little transformer on it. And I'm sorry, it looks like a mess. It's just a wad of stuff in my hands. But like I said, there's a little transformer here. You plug it into your wall, and on the other side is the female receptant end of the DC plug. So you just plug the cord that's currently into it into this if you wanted to be plugged into the wall. How to use this device. I hope you have a notepad and pencil or paper or pen or whatever. There's a lot to take in. So let's get started. You plug it in. You write that down? I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm not kidding, but I'm being a little sarcastic here. You just plug it in, whether you plug it into your 12 volt or you plug it into your wall outlet, your AC. And then it just comes up and it starts cooling. It doesn't take very long to cool. The freezer is, I think, automatically set to 0, and the fridge is automatically set to 41 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's it. And it takes less than 30 minutes to cool down to that. And then you do, like, even though these are your controls right here, you got to assume it's going to be thrown into your RV or the back of your truck or SUV or van or whatever you got. And you're always going to have that potential of gear falling over onto this or touching this, or kids or animals or something, and you don't want your food messed up. But what's cool about this is it has a lock button right here, and you actually have to hold it for quite a bit of time. So I'll hold it right now. So about 5 seconds you have to hold that, and then you can adjust the temperatures and stuff, but it doesn't take long before it locks it right back down. And you don't even have to push it to lock it. Like, you don't have to remember to lock it. It just does it automatically. I think it's so cool. They have put so much thought behind the design of this freezer fridge combo thing. I'm honestly surprised. There was a few things that I had questions about at first. Like, I was wondering what their thoughts were. But then the more I've had it, it's all made sense, and it is very well thought out. Once you adjust your temperatures, you got 2 zones right here. I did forget one thing. You have your partition right here in the middle, but if you watch these 2 numbers, as soon as you take that partition out, it goes to 1 number. So then this whole thing right now will be set as a refrigerator, or you can unlock it and then set it to 0 or whatever you want to set it to, and have the whole thing a freezer, which in my opinion is probably one of the coolest designs I've ever seen on one of these refrigerators. Not that I'm like a refrigerator pro or nothing, but I just think it's really cool that it does that. And then you just throw it right back in and it's automatically back to 2 zones. You don't have to, use 2 buttons that are all shortcuts and try to figure out the combination of the right button pushes to make sure you lock it, or to get it to dual zone, to single zone. Nothing. It's all automatic. It's so easy to use. Obviously, we're going to start with the pros, but you're really going to want to hang on to the cons, or hang on till we get to the cons, because there is a kind of a large portion of this product that I haven't even brought out yet because, well, you'll see. I would just hang on. Anyways, for the pros, we'll get through these as fast as we can. I may or may not have covered a couple of these already, just talking in random conversation as we were leading up to this point, but you get the idea. Anyways, pro number 1 is the sturdy plug on the side here. I tried to take this out the other day, and I was honestly shocked at how much you had to really wiggle it to pull it out. And at first, I was kind of annoyed, and then I started thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? That is a major critical connection point, because it doesn't matter if you have this screen up here locked, or the doors shut and locked, or you got it plugged into your power station for backup, or whatever it is. If that connection point falls out, let's say you're shoving gear into the back of your trunk or truck or car or van or boat or whatever it is you're towing this around in, and that would just say fall out, then it's just going to not supply power to this unit. You're going to lose power. You're going to lose your food. There's a lot to it. So it's actually kind of nice that they make it so hard to pull out, because honestly, there's no reason, in my opinion, to even pull the plug out. I mean, you use this same plug no matter what you're doing, whether you have it in AC or DC plugs. So I just leave it plugged in. I like it. Okay. Pro number 2 is the high quality ABS plastic. I'm kind of a plastic snob. I know that you probably have not heard that. It's like the plastic snob version of a coffee snob. If I see things like cars, products, stuff like that, when they skimp on the plastic and it's cheap plastic, in my opinion, I feel like it raises red flags. Like, what else are you cutting corners on? If you're cutting corners on the plastic shell that you're looking, this is the main thing you look at. There's no flex in it whatsoever. The lid, there's no flex. It's rock solid. It has a really cool sheen on it. I mean, it looks like a bass boat. It's got little sparkles in it. It just looks high quality. In fact, I kind of wish I would have bought the exterior, like, it's either $40 or $50 like insulated case that goes over it. I kind of wish I bought that before I used this, because I scratched this up pretty good just throwing gear and stuff in there. I mean, it has really held up. It's not easily scratched, but it can be scratched. All right, number 3, soft close hinges. Just like that. I mean, in my opinion, it just makes it seem higher quality. I like that about it. I don't know. I think it was a good little touch they threw in there. You got the dual zone, which is a pro. We already talked about that. I think it's just cool, because you're not just buying a fridge, or not just buying a freezer, or you're not just buying a fridge freezer. You're buying all of them. So whatever one you need at whatever time, you can change it up. I mean, I think it's a genius idea, and just makes it more worth it, in my opinion. The cooling vents. The pro on the cooling vents is that you can feel a little air coming out, like there must be a cooling fan in there. But the cool part is that the vent stretches all the way around the 3 sides, and I like that, because you're gonna be shoving this into a camper, or you get it, you're shoving it in with camping gear or groceries, or I don't know, wherever. Chances are there's gonna be things that this is getting shoved in around, and even if this is partially covered, you still have a lot of vent exposed. So I mean, you'd have to kind of go out of your way to purposely try. I mean, let's say you block this whole front, you still got the 2 sides. Like you almost have to go out of your way to block the cooling vent. So I like that they thought that out, and it's not just one little tiny vent in the side that you always have to stress and worry about. So that's really cool also. Yeah, and then the last thing would be, I love that it does not take very long to cool down, because I don't want to have to plan 3 days in advance of a camping trip. I want to just say, okay, I'm going to go camping. I'm going to plug this in, and within 30 minutes I can throw food in it, and I'm ready to go. So genius. I love it. Okay, now let's get to the cons, which I only have 2 cons. And the one con, I don't even know if it's considered a con. I mean, I was trying to just find cons. This thing is not a very complicated device. There's not a lot of things to hate about it. So I really had to sit down and think of cons. So I'm going to call this one a con. Even though I don't think it's a con, it's probably a pro. But, so, they have the slow closing lid, but it doesn't just shut and lock all the way. It stops like that. And I have left it like this on accident, walked away, grabbed something out of it, walked away, forgot about it, and then got the temperatures all wonky, you know, because it's constantly leaking out air. And at first, when I saw that, I was like, I am adding that to the con list, because come on, we're all forgetful. We got a lot of stuff on our minds nowadays, so we're all forgetful. We're going to forget that. And even though you spend all this money on this cooler and you don't have to worry about ice and you got the strong plug to hold everything all together, and then all of a sudden you forget to leave or latch the lid shut, and you're out of luck. But the reason why I don't think that's a con is because when you are done with the cooler, let's say you are getting ready to store it for the season or after your camping trip or something like that, it is cracked, so it's never going to smell like mildew. It's genius. So like I said, I don't know if that's a pro or a con. But anyways, now here's the biggest con. And I'm sure the company's going to correct me as soon as they see this video. So maybe I'll pin a comment at the below here. I'll pin a comment at the top of the comments, but below the video, if they contact me and tell me otherwise. They did not specify if this unit came with a battery pack. This here is an ICECO branded battery pack, power station, whatever you want to call it. It's rechargeable. It charges up honestly pretty fast. It shows the percentage of, like, right now it's at 56% fullness. You got your USB-C, USBs in order to charge up things, and you got your cigarette lighter right here to plug in the fridge. But here's the problem. Here's why it's a con. This is actually really nice, but I'm calling it a con because I don't know if it even comes with the fridge. It's not very well described on the webpage. I thought when they sent it to me that they just threw in this extra added feature that maybe cost $50, $100, $200, whatever extra. Maybe they just threw it in for me to use. But when I get on their webpage, there's not an option to buy it. In fact, I put this unit in my... I have a puppy down there, and he's like, I'm sorry, he bumped the camera. And he's trying to play. Hopefully he doesn't bump it anymore. I'll hurry it up. Where was I at? So, I put, like, I was going to buy one of these. Like, wasn't actually going to buy one because I already have one, but I put it in the cart on the webpage like I was going to buy it. And I got all the way to the end to where I needed to put my credit card number in, and it never gave me an option to buy this. The webpage that's talking about this says, here's what's in the box. There's a section that says, here's what's in the box. And it just shows the cords, the partition, and this. It doesn't show this being in the box. But then also on the same page, it shows this and talks about this, but doesn't say that it's included or not. So I don't know. If I had to buy it and it was extra, I don't know if I would buy it, because it really, you can't camp with it. Everything, it's going to obviously fluctuate lengths of time that it can operate and run this fridge. It depends on exterior temperatures and how much food you have in it and what temperatures you have it set to, all this stuff. But to be safe, you're probably getting 3, 4, maybe 6 hours out of it. You're not going to be able to camp with it. But it's just kind of a good in between. Like, let's say you're going to go grocery shopping for the day, but let's say you got to hit the store early, and then you're going to go out and then visit a friend and then have lunch or something like that. But you have your groceries in your trunk. This would be perfect to throw in your trunk. When your car is off, you can just have it run off the battery while you're in having lunch for a few hours or visiting your friend. So in that case, it's perfect. If it comes with it, that's even better. That's cool. I would say awesome little in-between thing. But yeah, that's the only con. If I knew it came with the device, the more I'm sitting here talking and it's running through my head, I'm feeling like it just comes with it. And if it does, that's not even a con. Like it's a cool thing. I mean, I wish it lasted like 24 hours, but honestly, then you're looking at like a size of a power station. So I guess I get the size of it. I mean, it would work for 90% of your needs, other than you're not going to be overnight camping with it. Oh, would I buy it or not? Being a cheap, honestly, I would buy it, 100%. Although I probably would have wanted to watch one of these reviews first, because with camping gear is, I mean, we all know it's well known to be cheap. I mean, you can buy a $200,000 RV and it's a cheap pile of garbage. Most camping gear is not used that often, so they're more interested in being cheap, so people can buy it and use it once or twice a year. But this device, I feel like, is meant for more like full-timers, nomads. Anyways, buy it if you want, don't if you don't. Thanks for watching all the way till now, and until next time, I'll see you then. Bye.